Hey, what's up? I'm Beth and this is Star Makeup. Today we are going to play around with the See You Never palette by Poppi Cosmetics. So I decided that I would just go ahead and do 3 looks. So that is what we are going to do today. This is what the palette looks like if you've never seen it. And just to kind of throw this out there, I kind of wanted to start another series on my channel besides the single Saturday, where I do one 3-look, 1 palette video every week. And I figured I would do it on Thursdays because 3-look Thursdays. So this is going to be the first episode in that series. So yeah, if you would like to see what looks I come up with this palette, then just stay tuned. Okay, so I am super excited to be doing 3 looks with this palette. I have wanted to play with this ever since I got it and I did my first impression, but there's just been other things that have come in since then and I just didn't really have the time. Super excited to be doing the first look with this palette again. Just so you know, this is actually the 3rd look that I'm filming for today. I'm trying to pre-film a bunch of stuff because I'm gonna have to take like a week off. I'm getting my dentures soon and it's gonna be a little while till I figure out like how to talk with teeth in my mouth again. So yeah, so pre-filming a bunch of stuff, 3rd video for the day so far. So I am going to go in with the little pencil brush from Poppi Cosmetics and I'm going to pick up You Wish and I am basically going to put that in my crease, inner to outer corner. Okay, so I've got that pretty well packed on. I'm gonna go in with the Poppi Cosmetics brush that is shaped kind of like a Morphe M433. It's a nice fluffy brush, but it's also flat too. So I'm just gonna pick a little bit of You Wish up just on like the very tip, and I am gonna tap it off, and I'm just going to use that to blend out the shadow that I've already laid down with that smaller brush. I'm gonna pick a little bit more up to help blend this out a little more. So I think I'm actually just gonna stick with this brush and I'm going to dip into Bite Me. I'm just going to use that for the outer corner and into the crease a little bit. I am going to dip back into You Wish just a little bit, just to kind of make sure that they mesh together well. So I'm going to take my NYX glitter primer and the smaller of the 2 flat brushes, and then I'm just going to kind of tap that over my lid, and then I'm just gonna follow the shape of my eyeball. I'm gonna use the larger brush and I'm gonna go into Dead to Me. I'm gonna put that right up against that pink, and then I'm gonna wipe the brush off. I'm gonna pick up Trust Issues and I'm gonna put that kind of right next to it and a little bit over top of it so that they blend together. I'm gonna switch back to that smaller flat brush and I'm gonna pick up You're So Vain. I'm going to, whoo, yeah, pack that into the inner portion. God, I love that green, man. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of blend that into that purple shimmer. I'm going to go back in with Trust Issues. Just kind of tap over the green a little bit. And then I'm going to pick up a little bit more Dead to Me. Tap that over the purple again. A little bit more You're So Vain. So I'm gonna go back to the little pencil brush and kind of clean that off a bit. I'm going to pick up Fuck Off. I'm gonna run that on my lower lash line. I am going to kind of fade that up into the pink. And I'm just gonna go ahead and like really pack this on. And then I'm gonna go back with the brush that we used in the crease and pick up a little bit more Bite Me and just make sure that matte and shimmer meet up with each other real nice, and that blue kind of gets faded in. I'm gonna take the bigger fluffy brush and no product and just kind of run that along the lower lash line. I'm gonna clean off that pencil brush and I'm going to pick up One Less Problem. I'm going to put that right against my tear duct and bring it down to meet up with that blue. I think that is going to be it for the look. So I'm going to go off camera, recreate this on the other eye, do lashes, lips, mascara, all that, and I will be right back to show you the finished look. Okay, so this is the completed look. I used the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Icebreaker in my waterline. And of course I used the L'Oreal Telescopic for my lower lashes. The lashes were from the ColourPop Vault and they are in the style Lovebird. So yeah, I think that is everything for look number one. Let's move on to look number two. Right, look number two. First, I want to start off and let you guys know I changed my lighting up a little bit, so I'm not sure what it looks like because I didn't do a test run with the to actually film something. So if it looks weird for this video, I'm sorry. When I look at this footage, I'll know if I need to change anything up or not. So just kind of bear with me while I'm messing around with my setup a little bit. Okay, and also I've got both of my eyes primed, which I don't normally do, but I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer, and when I squeezed it on this eye, it like glooped out all over the place, so I just went ahead and primed the other eye. Okay, so I'm gonna do a halo eye today, and I want to do kind of like pink in the crease and that gorgeous blue called Tainted Love on like the middle of my lid. So I'm going to start off, this is a Lorella LC27, and it's kind of like a flat but fluffy packing brush. And I'm gonna pick up Good Riddance, and I'm just gonna put some of that kind of into the inner part of my crease and like onto my lid a little bit too, to kind of get that part of the halo started. And then of course I'm also going to put it in the outer part of my crease and my lid too. Okay, so I think I'm good with where that part of it is at. I'm gonna grab, this is an Eddie Funkhauser domed blending brush, and I'm going to pick some more of that shade up and just kind of really intensify the crease more than anything. And this will kind of allow me to just really stick that brush in there and get that shadow kind of laid out the way that I want it to be. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the inner portion. I mean, really, I guess I probably could have just ran this color through my whole crease, but you know, you live and learn, right? I'm probably gonna have to go in with something else to deepen up on my lid, but for now, I think we're pretty good with that part. I don't know what brush I want to use here. I think I'm gonna go in with this one. This is an Ulta brush. It doesn't have like a name or anything on it. This is from the Black Widow collection that they did. I just really, really thought that this brush was so pretty. So that's why I got it. It turned out to be a nice brush too, so I'm glad I did. I think first I'm gonna just take this brush clean and just kind of fluff it through a little bit and see how that looks first. See if I can get that pink to kind of just blend out. Like by itself and not have to use another shade, because I'm not sure how well Ghosting You is gonna play with this pink, but it's the only shade that I could really blend it out with. I actually think this is gonna work, so I'm just gonna take that Dome blending brush again and pick some more of that shade up and just lay it down like right in my crease again, and then go back with this, still no product on it. So I think that actually blended that out really nice. I'm quite happy with how that looks. Of course, I do want more depth for the inner and outer corners, but I don't think I'm gonna need to go in with Ghosting You, which is awesome. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit more Good Riddance and really try to kind of work that just into the corners. And if I can't get the depth that I want from doing this, then I'm probably gonna try to go in with a little bit of Knot Down. I don't know how well that is gonna work out though, but we'll see. Okay, so I think I'm just going to cut the crease and see what happens once we're laying everything down on top of like new pigment. Okay, so of course I'm going to take my NYX glitter primer, and this is an e.l.f. flat eyeshadow brush, and it's pretty big, which I'm going to cut my whole lid out and not just like a half cut crease. So I think having the bigger brush is going to be helpful. So I'm just going to squeeze some of that out right onto the brush. And I'm going to try to pretty much get from inner to outer corner on my lid first. And then just stick the brush into my crease. And just go back and forth. So I'm going to worry about the blue first, because the blue is what I really want to stick to this glitter primer. So this is a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH48, I think that says. And I'm gonna pick up Tainted Love. And I'm gonna try to get that as close to the middle of my eye as I possibly can. God, the shadow is so freaking pretty. It is crazy intense. I love the shadow so much. This one and the green are like my two favorites. I love them. They're two of my favorite colors. These two are just so sparkly and intense, and I just love it. So I'm going to like stick the brush in where my crease is and kind of run it back and forth, and then we're kind of gonna have that like triangle shape. So I'm just gonna kind of pull the shadow down in towards the middle from there. Oh God, it's so pretty. Okay, and then I don't know what I want to go in with next to it. I'm thinking maybe Revenge Sex would look good because it is kind of pink. Then again, Not Your Baby is a little deeper. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go in, this one is Not Your Baby. So I think I'm going to go in with that. I wiped my brush off because I'm just gonna use the same brush. So I'm just gonna kind of lay that down right next to that blue and kind of drag it, not really drag it, but like tap away from the blue and towards that pink. And then I'm gonna pick up some more, and I did pick it up on both sides of the brush just so that I knew I shouldn't have to go back in for more pigment. So I'm just gonna kind of lay it down on top of the blue first, and then I'm gonna kind of tap it over towards the pink, and then I'm gonna wipe the brush off again, and I'm gonna pick a little bit, and I mean a little bit, of the blue up on that brush. Still on both sides though. And then with one side of the brush, I'm just gonna kind of tap over that pink. And then use the other side of the brush on the other side. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with this Dome Blending brush, and I'm gonna clean it off just to make sure that there's nothing on it right now. And with just the very tip of the brush, I'm going to pick up some Good Riddance, and I think I'm actually gonna tap like once into Not Down, and then like 2 more times into Good Riddance. That way I don't want the brown to be the first pigment that touches my eye. So I'm just going to like very precisely just kind of tap that right over top of the edge of that pink. Just gonna kind of swirl that just a little bit. So I did the exact same thing. I just used the tip of the brush, and I picked up some of the Good Riddance, and then just like one very light little tap into Not Down. So this is another e.l.f. brush. This is a detail crease. I'm going to tap into Good Riddance with that and meet it up with the shadow on the upper part. Pick up a little bit more and do the same thing on the inner portion. I'm going to go back to that flat brush and clean that one off again. Use the very tip of it to pick up Tainted Love. I'm gonna try to get that like right in the middle of my lash line. Alright, and then I'm gonna wipe the brush off again. And I'm gonna pick up Not Your Baby on just the tip of the brush and basically do the same thing down here we did up on the top. Ooh, my battery just started flashing at me. Alright, I gotta wrap this part up real quick here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with just a little bit more blue to finish things off. I'm going to pick up Friend Zone. I cleaned the brush off first. I'm gonna pick up Friend Zone and just kind of pack that right into the inner corner here. It's not quite as light as I was expecting it to be. We'll fix that. Well, no, we can fix it now. It's not going to shut off on me quite yet. Because if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I like my inner corner to be quite light. Okay, so I'm going to pick up a little bit of Left On Read. I assume that's what that's supposed to say. I don't understand what that means, but you know, whatever, I'm old. And I'm just gonna tap that right on top of there, because that shade is kind of like just a topper shade, really. So it should add just a little bit of sparkle to it. Yeah, that's cool. That's kind of what I was looking for. I just wanted it to be kind of shiny in the inner corner there. Okay, so I'm going to hop off camera, recreate this on the other eye, lashes, lip, yada yada, and I will be right back. Okay, so this is the completed look. And I love how this turned out. I know I say that like almost all the time, but I really, really mean it. I usually do, but not as much as I do today. Like, I really, really love this look. I feel so pretty. I put on the ColourPop Queenie lashes, which are like my favorite lashes of all time. They're kind of on their last legs too, and it really bums me out because I don't think they're carrying them anymore. I'm pretty sure they have them at Ulta right now though. So if they're still in stock, I might have to grab a couple of pairs. I did this LA Girl Glide Gel Liner in the shade Mermaid Blue in my waterline. Probably shouldn't have used this because I've had it for a really, really long time, but I just thought it went perfectly with the blue. Of course, I used my L'Oreal Telescopic on my lower lash line, and my lip combo is actually a recommendation from Betty Jean from Butte Bean. This is the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Ashton, and then the Ultra Glossy Lip in Rattler on top of it. And these were from the That's Taupe collection. And when that came back in stock, when the wine collection came out, I grabbed the Taupe palette because I missed out on it the first time, and those two lip products because I've been waiting for them to come back in stock because of how much Betty Jean talked about them. And yeah, I absolutely love this lip combo. I totally understand why she fell in love with it. It is everything. Okay, so that is it for look number 2. I'm actually getting ready to film my single Saturday video. This is going to go up before that though, so keep your eyes open on Saturday for a video featuring a independent, I think they're independent, but a single eyeshadow brand that I had never heard of before, and I decided to give them a shot. So keep your eyes open for that, and let's move on to look number 3. Okay, so last and final look. Let me see, a couple of things that I want to let you guys know first. My blush looks like really weird on particularly this side. It looks like I've got like a line going on there. I think that happened because I used a cream liquid type blush that I've had for a while, but I'm not real familiar with. And I don't know, I think it just like clung to certain areas, or maybe I didn't powder over top of it good enough. I don't know, but it really looks like super weird on this side, so just kind of ignore that. And then the other thing, because I didn't want to forget, is I'm using MAC Paint Pot to prime my eyes with today. I've had it for, I don't know, I got it like right before Thanksgiving, I think, but I think this will be my first time using it on camera, and I always end up forgetting to tell you guys what I'm using, so I just wanted to make sure that I got that out there. Okay, so I'm going to use Spectrum brushes today. So I'm going to start off with the CO6, and it's like a nice big fluffy pointed crease brush. And I'm going to go into Not Down. Oh, I forgot there was one other thing too. My right eye is watering, so the under eye on this side might look like all wonky. Just ignore that. Okay, so I went into Not Down, and I'm doing a pretty neutral look today because that's pretty much the only thing in the palette that I haven't really messed with yet. So I'm just going to start that off in the outer portion of my crease and kind of start blending it in. And I'm probably not going to take the shade in any further. I don't want like the super deep brown to be all the way into here, so I'm probably just going to leave it like right about there. So I'm just going to kind of work on blending this outer corner just a little bit. So I think that's pretty good to start out with. So I'm going to switch over to the A08, and I'm going to pick up Your Loss, and I'm just going to use that to blend that out. And now this shade I am going to take all the way in. So I think that's good for that color. And then I'm gonna take the B06, which is like the biggest fluffy brush, and I'm gonna pick up Ghosting You. And then I'm just going to, of course, use that to just kind of blend everything together. I actually think that this looks pretty good the way that it is. Let me check it up close. I think I am going to pick up just a little bit of Your Loss and just go back in with that. I'm gonna take whatever was left over on that brush that we started with and just kind of re-intensify that depth just a little bit. Well, I think we're ready to cut out the lid. For cutting the crease, none of the brushes in the Spectrum set are really like the right brush. I do love this little flat brush, but it's pretty small and I like to have something a little bit bigger. So I grabbed this brush. It's just one that I got in an Ipsy bag. It's a Firma 203. So it's just a nice flat brush. And I'm going to do what I always do and just put some glitter primer on there. And just kind of put that all over my lid. And then just go right around my eyeball. I'm gonna go in with that small flat brush, which is the A16. And, uh-oh, I can't remember which color I decided to use. Oh, that's right. I am going to pick up Friend Zone. And I am just going to pack that all over my lid. I'm only using one color today for this. I'm pretty happy with how this looks. I am going to pick up that first brush, the CO6, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of Knot Down, and I just want to put some of that just right in this very outer corner of my lid. I think that might be too big of a brush to do that with. I'm gonna switch over to the A13, which is kind of like a flat packing brush, and I just want to kind of tap it like right in this outer area here. I'm gonna go back with this one, the A08, and just kind of blend that outer edge. I'm gonna clean off that flat packing brush that I just used and pick up Knot Down again. I just wanted to make sure that any shimmer that I picked up on the brush was off of it. And then I'm going to hopefully not get my brush wet when I pack that into the outer portion of my lower lash line. I'm going to take the A12, which is like a nice little pencil brush, and pick up Your Loss, and just kind of run that right across and blend that out. I guess I'm just gonna go back in with the biggest fluffy one, the B06, and just pick a little bit more Ghosting You Up because it should still have a little left on it. And I'm just gonna like tuck that right into my under eye and just kind of blend the shit out of that. The final touch is going to be, oh, which one did I decide on? I'm going to use the little pencil brush, the A12, and I'm just going to kind of swirl that around into Left On Read. Still don't understand what that means. And I'm just going to kind of swirl that around, right around my tear duct, kind of down on my lower lash line a little bit. That is what the look is going to be. I'm going to hop off camera, recreate this on the other eye, throw on all of my details and stuff, and I will be right back to show you the finished look. Okay, so this is the completed look, and for a neutral eye, I really like the way this came out. Not exactly thrilled with the lashes that I have on. I used to love these lashes. I haven't worn them in a really long time, and I think they should probably be done. But I believe these are the Kiss, like the couture line that they did in the style Teddy, I think. I did the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Honey Dude in my waterline. I just figured with the neutral look, I'd just go ahead and throw something neutral in my waterline. Of course, L'Oreal Telescopic on my lower lash line. Excuse me. I have some of the ColourPop Luxe lip oil. This is one of the new ones that they had like just on Ulta, and I'm not sure what the deal is with that collection. But this is in the shade Paper Pansy. And then on top of that, I put one of the lippy sticks in the shade Oh Snap on top, because I just love wearing those lip oils just like all the time just to keep my lips hydrated. And yeah, I think that is everything. I didn't use a lip liner today because I had the lip oil on to begin with, so I just threw that on top. Okay, so I think that is it. I really hope that you enjoyed the 3 looks that I created with this palette. I had so much fun playing with it. I have been wanting to for months now, and I'm so happy that I decided to bust it out. I think it's a really, really great palette. I've had a couple of people tell me that they decided to buy it based on my video, so that made me really, really happy. I really love the shimmers in this palette so much. 2 of them are more like toppery kind of inner corner type shades, but I absolutely love that. The mattes are super pigmented, they blend out really well, and I mean, for a mostly pastel palette, that's pretty good. And this is only the 2nd palette that this company has ever come out with. The first one actually was a neon palette, and from what I understand, that one's pretty freaking good too, and neons are really hard to do also. So I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on them. I can't wait to see what they come out with for 2021. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. If you do, ring the notification bell. That way you get notified every time I post a new video. You can hop over to Instagram and follow me over there for a whole bunch of content. Everything will be listed in the description box down below, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.